Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good at your places and studying. So now let's start with the fifth chapter of our textbook from our textbook Moment. The name of the chapter is Happy Prince. As the name of the chapter, the title of the chapter itself tell you that it is a story about one happy prince. So let's go start reading. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold, he had sapphires for eyes, and a ruby in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? So, now, what questions or what answers we are going to get of the given question that there was one beautiful statue, the name we called as the Happy Prince. There was a statue of a happy prince and he was covered with gold, sapphires and rubies, so it was quite costliest and precious statue. But as he was totally made up of gold, diamonds or whatever the ruby, the costliest and the precious things. But why did he want to part with all that gold that he had? Why he don't want that gold or the sapphires or the rubies which were there in his body or in his sword? Why he want to get rid of that precious stones? This is the question which we are going to get the answer in the given chapter. So now let's go what the chapter tells us. So let's read the chapter line wise. High above the city on a tall column stood the statue of Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Now, high above the city, on the top of the city or on the tall column of the city, there was a statue which was standing, stood is the past tense of stand, was standing on the Happy Prince. He was gilded, he was covered all over with the thin leaves of fine gold. His body was covered with the thin leaves of gold, and his beautiful eyes were decorated with bright sapphires, it's a type of diamond, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt, was shining on the hilt, on the holding portion of the sword. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to city 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. Now, as there was a statue standing on the tall column of the city, and one incident had been shared that at one night there flew over the city a little swallow, a tiny little bird, and his friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before. His friends have already flown away 6 weeks before to Egypt, and now he had left behind. Now he is planning to move, and he decided to go to Egypt too. Now he had already decided that I'll also move to Egypt, I'll also go to Egypt. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Now for the whole day he flew here and there, he flied here and there, and at night time he arrived at the city. And now it was the night time. For the full day he moved here and there, he flew here and there. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town has made preparations. Now, as if he's having that he's somewhat the guest and the host is going to come and make the preparations, as if already the host have made the preparations for him, as if he's a celebrity and the persons or the people, those who are living in that city, are going to make welcome tiny swallow. So this kind of words he is using, that where shall I put up? Where shall I go and take rest? I hope the town has made the preparations. Already the town is prepared for this. Then he saw the statue on a tall column. Then, while looking for the place to rest, he saw a statue on a tall column. I will put up there, he cried. Now what he is saying, after seeing that statue, so obviously he'll find the resting place. He said that I will put up there, I'll take rest there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the Happy Prince. So, as he told, it is the perfect place with plenty of fresh air, as if the Happy Prince statue is on the tall column of the city, the topmost part of the city. So obviously there will be the fresh air on the upper portion, and even the plenty of position, even the place where he can rest properly, the open space we call it as. So he rested between, alighted means here rested, so he rested between the feet of the Happy Prince, alighted or took position, right? Alighted means here took position or to rest between the feet of, here you can see between the feet of the Happy Prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around. Now what he is telling to himself that, wow, this is the statue which is made up of gold. After seeing the shiny, the glittery statue, now he is saying it to himself that I am having a golden bedroom. Now softly he is mumbling to himself and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell him. Now he was about to sleep. He was trying to keep his head between the wings. He was folding the wings. At that time, what happened? A large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. Now he is saying that as the sky is clear, it's not cloudy enough, still it's raining. How curious, what mysterious thing it is, how possible? The drop, as he was saying, then another drop fell. What is the use of statue if it cannot keep the rain off? He said. Now he's saying, as he was saying that, how it's possible, as if the sky is clear and still it's raining. At that time another drop falls on him, and again he's saying that what is the use of this statue? As if the statue can't save me, can't protect me from the rain, can't keep the rain away. I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. Now what he's saying, that I must look for a good chimney pot. Actually the chimney pot means where I can be within that chimney pot and nothing can disturb me. And he determined, here now determined means to made up the mind. Now he has made up his mind to fly away from there. But before he opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. What did he see? Now, as he opened his wings and he was about to fly to find out the better place for him, and at that time only a third drop falls. At that time the third drop fell on him, and he looked up, and what he saw? What he is seeing, what the thing which have been visualized. The eyes of Happy Prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. Now what he have seen, as the third drop fell, he looked up, and what he saw, that the eyes of the Happy Prince were filled with tears, and the tears were rolling down his cheeks. He was crying. The eyes of the Happy Prince were filled up with the tears, as his face, his ear means Happy Prince's face was so beautiful in the moonlight. The face of the Happy Prince was looking beautiful in that pale moonlight, dim moonlight, and that the little swallow was filled with pity. He was feeling sad. To fill with pity means to be sad, to feel sad for Happy Prince, that the face of the Happy Prince is lighting so beautifully in this pale moonlight. And what could be the reason for crying? Why the eyes of the prince, Happy Prince, are filled with tears? So now he is feeling, the swallow, the little tiny bird, is feeling sad for Happy Prince. Who are you? He said. I am the Happy Prince. Now the little swallow is asking the question. He said, who is saying? Swallow. Swallow is asking the question to whom? To the Happy Prince. Who are you? Then the Happy Prince is replying, I am the Happy Prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. You have quite drenched me. Why are you weeping? Weeping is the synonym for cry. So why are you crying then? What could be the reason? Now the swallow is asking, "You have quite drenched me to make totally wet." Drenchment, totally wet. The way you are crying now, as if the swallow is wet and the happy prince was placed on that tall column. So obviously it would be the quite biggest statue, and if the statue is crying, a single drop is more than enough for the tiny swallow to get wet. So what? And the three droplets were fall when the happy prince was crying. So that's why the swallow is saying that you have quite drenched me, you have made me absolutely totally wet. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. Now he is sharing the reason, that what is the reason for crying. Now he is telling his story, and the story goes like this, that when I was alive, now who was alive? The happy prince. When the happy prince was alive and he had a human heart at that time, as being a prince, he was where he was living? He was living in the palace, and obviously where he is living in the palace, so he is having all the luxurious, all the materialistic things which he wants. Everything was available with him. So sorrow was not allowed to enter. Sadness was not allowed. Sorrow means here the sadness was not allowed. And my courtiers, my subjects, here the subject means the people, or we can call it as a ministers working in a dome, there in the palace. So my courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So my courtiers, as the sorrow was not allowed, I was happy prince. My courtiers, my subjects, my people used to call me as an happy prince. So even I was happy too. Indeed I was happy. So I lived, and now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the miseries of my city. Now what he is saying, that as my courtiers used to call me happy prince, and I was happy at that time, but now at that time I was living, now I am dead, and they have set me up, they have did my arrangement here on the tall column of the city so high that I can see ugliness, the dirtiness, and all the miseries of my city. Yeah, now the miseries means all the pains which my city or my subjects or my peoples are going through. And though my heart is made up of lead, yet I cannot choose, but I can weep. As my heart is made up of lead, so for that I cannot choose, I don't have any choices. I can only cry because I can't help. I can see all the ugliness, whatever the dirtiness is there in the city, as my city is dirty, and even there are lot much pains in my subjects or in my people's lives. So I want to help them, but I am helpless. Now here I am on the topmost, the highest place of my city, where I can visualize the pains of my peoples. What? Is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. Now what? The swallow is saying that this happy prince is not totally made up of solid gold. That means there are some emotions filled in this happy prince. Now the little swallow, little bird is talking to himself. And how polite he is, how humble. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice, far away in the little street there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has a coarse red hands, all pricked by needle, for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering flowers on the satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Now, the happy prince still keeps on talking in a low musical voice, beautiful voice as the happy prince was having. So he's telling the pain that one of the window is open and where there is a woman who is a seamstress, or we can call it as a tailor who stitches a, or in nowadays we can call it as a boutique where you get the beautiful dresses stitched. So now a woman is sitting in her room and stitching a clothes for a queen's maid of honor, where the she is going to have a queen is going to have her ball dance or some ball party where she is supposed to go for the gown. So she is preparing, the seamstress is preparing the gown for that queen, and as she is sitting, where in the corner of that bed, corner of that room, there is one bed where the seamstress son is lying, and the son is ill, and the son is asking for the oranges, but seamstress is unable to bring the oranges as she is poor, and she is just giving her river water, and for that the son is crying. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying that his mother don't have anything to give him up apart from that river water. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move. Now what the little happy prince is asking to the swallow, that swallow, swallow, will you take the ruby from my sword's hilt and will you go and give it to that maid, that woman who is a seamstress, so she can bring the food of oranges for the tiny Todd. As my feet are fastened, here the fastened means tied with this pedestal, so I am unable to move, I cannot move. So now he is asking, the happy prince is asking for the help, and the seamstress whose hands are totally pricked with the needles and that much pain she is going through. So the happy prince is feeling bad, and now he is asking for the help from swallow. He is asking the swallow to go and give the ruby which is in his sword's hilt. Okay, till here I think it's enough. Stay tuned. In the next lecture we will continue with the further explanation that how the happy prince helped the other people of their place, of their city, and how the swallow helped, whether the swallow keep on helping or the swallow denied to the help, whichever the help was asked by the happy prince. Will see in the next lecture. Bye bye. Stay tuned. Take care.